Hello everyone. I wanted to first start off this video by saying that this video is not going to be what I usually post. Obviously, what I usually post are hidden object puzzle games, or some people call them casual games. Some people refer to them as indie games, but that's usually what you see on my channel. I also want to go ahead and apologize if you hear any small, like little hopping noises or anything like that. I do, in fact, have a house rabbit. It's a rabbit that lives indoors, and that is my pet and my companion. And it's currently her playtime, so she has to be out. They need like 6 hours of like playtime and stuff. So if you hear her on our hardwood floors, I do apologize. The reason I wanted to do this video, first of all, is it might help someone who is in a similar situation as me or the same situation. This is a heavier video, but it has a good positive outcome, I promise, so please do stick around to watch it. I want to start off with saying that I went through a very traumatic time in the past 2 years, really. And what started it all is I found out at the age of 24 that I had endometrial cancer. Now, endometrial cancer is a uterine cancer that is in the lining of the uterus. Most of the time, people my age do not get it. Most of the time, people my age do not get the one that can spread. There is one that does not spread, that is benign, and they just do a hysterectomy. But, like I said, most of the time, people my age don't get it, so the hysterectomy makes no difference because these women have already had kids and already had their lives figured out. And it's done in, it's just a normal thing. But I didn't have kids yet, and I wanted kids, and with it being a type that could spread, it was a big risk for it to spread to other organs inside my body. And that would mean that it would be very dangerous for me to even live at that point, because I would have to be on chemo anyway. When my doctor sat me down, I had gone in for a regular checkup at my OBGYN. And, I had felt some discomfort, and I had experienced some random bleeding that was not common for me. And so I was really, wanting to talk to my doctor about it anyway. And while we were doing everything, he made a noise that scared me, and I could tell something was wrong by the way he was acting. So he told me that day that it looked like I had something on my uterus. So we did the ultrasound, 2 different ones, and sure enough, you could see the mass. And so, we went and did a biopsy, and I got the results back in actually a few days. He sent it straight to the lab. The lab was there on site, so it was like a thing that he needed to see right away because it was a big mass, and I ended up having stage 3 endometrial cancer. Reproductive issues run in my family for the females anyway. So I wasn't surprised I had something. I was surprised though that I had that. What it is your body stops producing a hormone, and then it creates a mass, and my body wasn't producing anything. I wasn't producing eggs. I couldn't get pregnant or anything. So he sat down with me and my boyfriend and gave us the option. You can have a hysterectomy, but it's a very high risk hysterectomy because we have found out that it is not benign, that it will spread. Or I could take treatments. and I chose to take treatments because I don't want a lot of kids, but I want one child. And I know that's not in the plans for everyone, and they always say that, but I wanted to be able to have a family with the person that I love. And that was very, very important to me because as a person who did not come from a good family, I wanted to provide and have a happy home and family for myself. So I decided to start chemo treatments. We started chemo treatments on low doses through IV with antibiotics because my body wasn't producing hormones and antibiotics. So we started that, and nothing was working, and the mass was growing. And I was going once a week for all my treatments and everything. And as time went on, the cancer and the chemo made me really, really weak and really, really sick. I was 25 and not able to get up and go to work. And it was really scary. And because I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills for a little while, or how I was going to keep paying for my medical treatments if I couldn't keep my insurance. And thankfully, I was able to get a job at home. I have a physics degree, an astrophysics degree actually. And I was able to get a job at home for NASA, and the insurance thankfully paid for almost everything. So I was okay for a while, but I wasn't happy because I had this constant cloud over my head. And I'm currently getting my master's in European history, and I had to pay for school and keep getting my scholarships. And with everything, just life in general is hectic as it is. And then you throw such a large boulder on it as cancer, and you stop being able to handle life. So I started getting really, really depressed, and being sick all the time wasn't helping. And I had always had my YouTube, but I didn't have a channel. I had always had my account, but didn't have a channel. So I started uploading. I started playing the games that I enjoyed the most, which were these hidden object puzzle games. And I started uploading them, and I got monetized because I figured if I could get a following, it would be a little bit of extra money. And it has been. As of this video, I have 27 followers, but the few views that I've gotten, of course, they changed the algorithm now, and it's not a big deal now. Now I just do it because I love it. But it did bring a few, a little bit. That wasn't the reason why I was doing it. The reason why I was doing it and filming these videos is because of the fact that it made me happy. It made me happy to sit down and play my favorite games and just lose myself and forget the cancer for 15 minutes, because I would film for 15 minutes and just forget. And you forget everything that was happening. Forget the bruises in my arm from the IV. Forgetting that I had just thrown up before shooting the video because of the way I felt. And forgetting that life was so hard. So I started making these videos, and they were making me happy and all, and helping me forget, but then things got worse, and the mass wasn't getting smaller. So they upped my chemo, and I couldn't film for a little while. And my hair started falling out. It got really thin, like really, really thin, because I have thin strands of hair, but I have a lot of hair naturally, and it ended up getting really, really thin. Like, to the point I wouldn't let my boyfriend in the shower anymore, because just globs of hair would be in my hands. And it was a lot to deal with. I mean, as a woman in general, there are problems with the way you look all the time. You're never satisfied. And I had like a really good confidence about how I looked in my body, because I had just started losing weight as far as like working out and stuff healthily. Still gaining my muscle mass and fat back from the chemo and everything, but I had started getting in shape, and I felt good in my body, and I had always been into makeup and stuff like that, and then to just be this person that didn't feel beautiful anymore was really hard too. I didn't feel like a woman anymore, because not only was the fact that I might lose the ability to have children in my mind all the time, but I also didn't feel like a woman on the outside anymore. And that made it really hard, because it made me more depressed, and I didn't feel like filming, and there's actually a lot of videos deleted off my channel because of the fact that I was so sick. And that went on for a year. I was diagnosed in January of 2016. And I found out in January of 2017 that I was in remission. But I'm still paying for all of it. There's always a chance that it'll come back. And also, 60% of my uterus is now scarred, the lining. And there's a good chance now I still can't carry children. But at least there's a chance. And what I took from all of that is that you should never lose hope. Losing hope is the worst thing you can do in that situation. Giving up on yourself is the worst thing you can do. And my boyfriend was an amazing, amazing shoulder to have there for me. He was such a support system. He still is to this day. I've been with him for 4 years, and when I told him, he didn't look at me any differently. And that was important. And I still get really, really sick to this day. You know, I only got cured in January, and I still get really sick. I'm susceptible still to a lot of sickness. So, and my bladder, for some reason, from the chemo and stuff, is shot. So that's fun. There's a lot of backlash from being cured, yes. I'm happy about it, but there's still like a whole list of stuff that I'll have to deal with for the rest of my life. Because I had cancer. Not to mention it could come back. So I have to constantly be checked. And what I took from all of it is not to lose hope, and to find a way to make yourself happy while dealing with that situation. And my way ended up being sitting in front of a camera and filming myself play video games. that I plan on continuing to do until I can't do it anymore, because it makes me happy. And I don't know what I would have done without YouTube. And that sounds so dumb, but I don't know what I would have done without being able to watch other creators and be able to be a creator myself. That gave me hope. It gave me happiness when nothing else could. It made me feel like a person. When I knew I looked like what I looked like in the mirror. So, all I can say is the people who have been watching my videos from then on to now, thank you so much. You have no idea what seeing those 1 or 2 views did for my heart and for my condition. And it has taken me since January to be able to talk to anybody about it, because there are still family members, family loosely, like cousins and people from my hometown that still don't know, because I didn't want anyone to know. Because the last thing you want when you're sick is to have somebody tell you, oh, I'm sorry, you have cancer. You don't want anybody to have to take pity on you. So that's my story, my survivor story. And please, if you have any questions, you can go to my Twitter and I'll answer any questions you have below. Or comment down below, please do. And, you know, subscribe and, you know, the usual stuff. But just thank you for listening. Bye, guys. I wanted to add in now, I forgot to say that everybody's cancer situation is different. And that I hope that my situation helps someone out there. Because, like I said, every situation is different and people are going to go through it different ways. They're going to heal themselves in different ways and deal with it in different ways. And I just wanted my story to give somebody hope and to thank the people that helped me get through it, whether they realized it or not, how much they were really helping me. So again, thank you guys for watching.